are you doing today, Method Man? I know it's very early and we must be all be caffeinated right now.
Oh no, I don't drink coffee at all, but I'm good. We good.
Now, I want to talk about your character, Davis McLean, since he's a lawyer and he's dealing with all these cases. Did you have to do any research on lawyers before you got this role?
Well, not exactly. I just referenced a couple of guys, Denzel and Johnny Cochran. But as the season progressed and we got into like episode 4 and 5 and 6, the writers kind of picked up on my nuances and started writing the character for me. So the challenge was a little bit easier, but still a challenge.
Yeah, I could tell that it was a challenge, especially when it came to talking with the writers and the producers and also acting out these scenes, especially the ones with Tariq. So what was it like to build a bond with the actor?
Well, Michael, I've known Michael since Michael was, I think before he even did the show. But he's always been a very focused young man, kind of like an old soul. And he's our leading guy, and we stand behind him 110%. Yeah.
Now, another lawyer that's on this show is Sax, and he is the ones that kind of tick me off all the time when I'm watching in a fun way. So now this season, you and him are going to be working together. So what was that process like?
Well, the actor who plays Sax, Shane Johnson, very funny guy, first of all. Love doing my scenes with him. We have great chemistry on set. So I think that's going to resonate when people watch this show. And they're going to be like more Sax and McLean. Probably a spinoff, who knows?
Yeah, it might be a buddy cop movie.
No?
I wanted to know if there's any challenging scenes that you had to endure, whether if it's by yourself or with another cast member for this season.
Not exactly, but I do fight with some of Davis McLean's moral choices that he makes during seasons. But like I said, we have great writers and they always justify, what he's doing. And even if it's hard for me to understand sometimes, it's written so well that eventually I get it. Yeah.
And my final question for you, do you think we'll see any cameo appearances from maybe some of your friends, like maybe Redman or any other rapper?
You have to watch and see, but Redman is a given. That's going to happen, but you never know who's going to pop up in the Power universe. So stay tuned.
That I will. I'm happy to speak with you today. I've been a fan of yours for so many years, so it's been a huge honor.
Thank you very much. Keep watching, bro, and keep listening.
That I will. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day because it's going to get crazy.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Blige, it's been a huge honor that we could finally speak. How are you doing today?
I'm good, Julian. How are you?
Doing good. Very caffeinated. I just put my son to sleep, so it's going pretty great.
Oh, nice. Nice.
My first question for you, since you've been part of book 2 on this first season, when I first saw you, I was like, oh my God, I did not know she had it in her to play this character. And I was pretty amazed by the acting. So what was the process like for you to play this character?
I mean, the process, I actually grew up knowing these women, a bunch of Monets. I used to hang out with them. They're still my friends to this day. And so I knew where the character came from and how to draw, from those people for this character. And then I've also had some pretty dark places and dark things happen in my own life where I used all of that to be the darkest part of Monet. So the process was about, it really all came just kind of like in life where everything came from.
Yeah, I've seen it on there, especially with a lot of the shootout scenes. Were you scared at first to go through these scenes when it came to preparing for them?
No, I wasn't afraid because I had done, I did a Umbrella Academy where I learned how to shoot. It's a series on Netflix where I learned how to shoot every gun there is, And so I knew how to shoot a gun. I know how to load a gun. And, I knew how to check and I know how to handle a gun and respect the gun because it's very dangerous because it's so easy to pull the trigger. So I wasn't afraid. I just, was ready.
Now, the bond between yourself and Tariq has been quite good for me as a viewer. What is your take on the two characters' bonded interactions for you as a viewer?
I think that Monet, she loves Tariq because she loves and respects how he knows the game. And that's what, that's what makes Monet excited about Tariq, is that he can be a help to her. He can be a help to her as far as getting the product she needs, as far as distributing the product, and all of that. Yeah. So she loves him and respects him for that. And she will protect him based on that.
Now, the last season, when they pretty much kicked Kane out of the house, do you think we'll see Kane come back and try to apologize during the season?
Well, you know that Kane loves his mother, but Monet also loves her son. So I'm gonna let you do the math on that one.
Yeah, because once kids go bad, they need timeout.
Yeah.
And my final question for you, know that you've done a lot of success in the music industry. What exactly drew you to acting?
Well, when I was young, I was like 7 years old. I did a play, and word in the school is that I did really good. And so it was like, that was something that was in my heart. And then I got into the music business, and then it came back in form of the Jamie Foxx show. So I did it again. And people were like, "Oh, you did so good on the Jamie Foxx show." And then I was like, "Okay, well, let me just try to play around with this." So the roles kept coming, little roles here, strong medicine here, ghost whisper here, So I said, let me just get it. And people, were liking what I did. So I said, let me get a coach and improve it and continue to improve it. And that's what I'm doing now. I continue to work on it. So yeah.
Thank you so much for your time today, and I hope you enjoyed the rest of your day. And again, it's been a huge honor to finally speak with you, because myself and my mom has been a huge fan of your music for years.
Well, I'll tell your mother thank you, and thank you very much.
You are welcome. How are you doing, Shane and Lorenz?
Hey, what's up, Julian? How you doing?
Fantastic.
I'm pretty caffeinated.
Nice. You're ready.
Yes, I am ready to throw some questions. My first one is going to be for Shane. Watching the Sax character coming after the St. Patrick family for the original show and now on Power Book 2. So what do you think is Shane's obsession? I mean, not Shane. What do you think is Sax's obsession on trying to take the family down?
Well, it's a dog with a bone. I think that I'm at the point where if I let it go, then it sort of undermines everything I believe about myself and about what I'm doing. So I have got to, even if it means putting a bullet in somebody, I'm gonna eventually, I'm gonna win somehow. And then as soon as here's the thing. I believe as soon as I get a win, I can go, okay, I did it. But that's really been the thing. It's a dog with a bone.
After you, Lorenz, we saw your character go through a tremendous loss in the last season. How do you think he's going to recuperate on this season?
Well, never count Councilman Rashad Tate out. Never count him out. He's the type of person that won't let the hurdles or the roadblocks stop him. Every now and again, he might need some motivation, but he's a determined person, no matter what. So I think people will get a chance to see even more of the determination coming out of Rashad and all of his antics.
Speaking of Rashad, whenever I watch his scenes, I'm reminded of past political people. Did you have to look at past political speeches to get the voice and the mannerisms as a person who talks in politics?
Yes, I've looked at quite a few, and without saying any specific names, but yeah, politicians from different eras, whether it was from presidents and various politicians. Some of the presidents that I wanted to watch, obviously Barack Obama, was one of the people that I kind of wanted to sort of study in a way, not his cadence, but just the fact that he had a way of making people feel comfortable and the fact that he was able to be relatable. So, and there was a lot of other, city officials that I had taken a look at just to kind of see how they communicate in a very genuine, or at least, presenting themselves in a very genuine way.
That's a very good point because I've watched it. I was like, okay, he reminds me of people who are in politics in the real world.
Yeah, yeah.
My final question for you, Shane. What was it like working with Method Man this season since the both of your characters are now going to be working together?
Man, I'll tell you what, going toe to toe with Method Man has been one of the real joys of the whole show for me. I mean, I think we bring the best out of each other. We laugh a lot of camaraderie, and I think that we really get a lot out of being, I don't even know what you call them, like frenemies, I guess, where there's a mutual respect between us, between our characters, because we know that we know the damage that the other person can do, and so it's kind of like keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer, and so that's kind of the dynamic I think that's going on between Method and I.
And my final question for the both of you: what was your favorite episode you've been part of for the season, without giving too much away?
Oh wow. There's been there's some good episodes. I mean, a lot of them are really, really good. For me, I want to say 2 is really good as I can reflect. 5, something I'm excited about. And part of the reason on this season, you're going to be introduced or reintroduced to new characters you hadn't seen before. And one of them being my brother Lamar, who plays Kamal Tate. And I get a chance to dance with my brother. And we haven't been able to do that often in our careers. And so I'm excited about those episodes that he's going to really shine.
And for me, I would say I would sort of second that. It's hard for me to separate them all out, but I do know that episode 2 is where a lot of things sort of start to pivot after the setup of episode 1, and I think that's going to be an episode that really launches us into the rest of the season. And I think people are going to really enjoy that.
And I'm going to enjoy it for this season as well. Thank the both of you taking your time out of your day to speak with me, and it's time for me to get some more coffee.
All right, Julian, thank you, man.
You're welcome. How are the three of you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm pretty good right now. Pretty good. Got a lot of questions to go through. My first one is going to be for you, Latoya. You've seen the fans talk about Tariq wanting to be with either Lauren or with Diana. Which side are you on?
Wait, I'm so sorry. If you don't mind repeating that.
Oh, sure, no problem. The fans would like to see Tariq with either Lauren or with Diana. Which side are you on?
Woo. No bias. I would say Diana. Because Tariq, he knows the street, the drug life, and he knows the school life. And I feel like with Diana, she's a little bit of both. I mean, she may not be in college or allowed, right now to be in school, but she comes from a family that are well versed in the drug game. So I feel like even though Diana is repelling from that and she doesn't really want to be a part of the business and she wants to go to school, I feel like that's still good balance for Tariq, where Tariq doesn't have to change who he naturally is. He comes from, a certain type of family, and I feel like Diana would fit perfectly and offer that balance for him. But no bias.
Gotcha. Now for you, Lovell, where are we going to see Drew go through for this season, especially since the last season he had a lot of things he went through, especially with his mom?
Yeah, you're going to see Drew make a lot of grown man decisions. You're going to see Drew go through a darker journey. He has to really decide if he has to put some things down and embrace the family business. And, that polarizing push and pull of, do I embrace who I really am, or do I continue to reject it and try to, move forward with, what I have at my disposal? We get to watch Drew really fight and push through, some really dark decisions.
And for you, Daniel, what's been some of your favorite memories when you was on the set?
Sorry, what was the first part of the question?
Oh, I would like to know what was some of your favorite memories where you were on set.
I mean, there's so many special moments, especially this season. Yeah. I love the press conferences. They are so funny to me. And what's funny is usually the people who are sitting as the audience, sometimes they say some crazy things, and it's just it really makes me laugh.
And my last question for all of you, what was some of the hardest scenes you all had to do during the season, especially when it came to filming?
You said the hardest scene? Oh,
yes.
go ahead, sorry.
For me, it was, there's a scene in episode 1 where Drew has to challenge himself to draw for the first time after getting shot.
Oh.
And that was really hard, to sit in that body and to sit in that mentality and the feeling, and just to entertain the thought of, for me personally, it's acting, right? Acting is my art form, and that's what matters to me, and it's very beautiful to me. And so to imagine I couldn't do that anymore, or the potential of not being able to do that anymore was, it was very scary to actually entertain and think about and set into that mentality.
And for me, I think Zeke having to, make a decision on his relationship, is sort of starting to be apparent that, he's going to have to make a decision. And I love not just Professor Milgram, but also love Melanie. So, sort of dealing with whether or not he'll be able to go closer to spend less time away from her, it is challenging.
For me, just to kind of like move away from the substitution part of like the acting, I would say one of the most challenging scenes that I had was when I had to speak Spanish. And granted, I know Spanish, but I'm not fully bilingual. So it was more of a technical thing where I wanted to make sure that I'm thinking still in Spanish so that what I'm saying still translate as natural. Like, I don't want to just say the line in Spanish, but it means nothing. So I felt like it was more of a technical process for me, because I just wanted to make sure that, it's smooth, it's truthful. Let me scratch natural, because anybody could be natural. I wanted to be truthful and honest, and thinking in Spanish, even though my native tongue is English, that was a little rough, but I think we did it.
I can relate with you, Latoya, because my fiance does Spanish very fluently, and there's times where she's on the phone with other family members where I can't understand the words, but I try to learn as much as I can.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, all of you, for your time today. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, you too,
Julian.
How are all of you today? And Michael, that's a cool gaming chair. And Gianni, good to speak with you again.
Yeah.
Hey, so nice to see you.
That was so white. Why did I go, yes? Thumbs
All
up.
good with me. All good with me. Michael, I was asking some of the cast members earlier, who do they want to see Tariq with? Who do you want to see Tariq with when it comes to the women he's been around?
You don't want my answer. I'm gonna say all three.
Tariq's answer is he wants a piece of each of them because he likes a part of each girl in the show. So I think that's why he's doing it smart right now.
Look,
keep doing your thing, Mike.
She got, she got the badass, gangster side to her. Then Lauren, she got the nice, intelligent, intellectual woman. And then Diana, she got the badass also, but like intellectual. I feel like she got like all three of those kind of aspects with Diana. So, you gotta love them all.
Not gotta love them all.
Tell me which was a woman that had all three in one.
Diana, because she, she wants to go to school. she's stuck in the streets at the same time. So she kind of has, she kind of has both of those kind of little elements to her.
Now, for Gianni and Michael, what kind of things we'll see both your characters go through for this season, especially since the last season you were all getting part to the school. So what kind of stuff, dangerous stuff we're going to see this season?
Yeah, it's not a Braden and Tariq scene if we're not arguing about what's going on with the business. So you're going to see a lot of loyalty being tested, but you're also going to see a lot of of them bonding and truly, understanding each other more and why we make these decisions. So I do love that. It's Braden and Tariq, so we obviously do have, differences in what we believe in, but it's all for the greater good, in my opinion. So you're going to see a lot of deepening of relationships.
Yeah, like he said, you get to see their differences and you get to see them argue over their differences, but you also get to see that brotherhood kind of like overpower all the differences they have, and just they got that strong brothership. So thanks.
Now, Alex, we've seen your character also in the mix of some of the trouble. So what kind of progression we're going to see your character go through?
I think she does a lot of sorting, and I think she does potentially, depending on who you ask, making things slightly worse in some cases. But overall, I think she's always thinking for the greater good of everyone, mostly herself, but also the boys. So it's going to be great to watch.
Yeah, it's going to be an all-out war with all three of you.
Yeah, for sure.
My final question for the three of you: if there was an episode, either from Hard Book 2 or Raising Canaan or the first show that you wish you would have directed, which one would have been?
Ooh.
That's a great question.
Ooh. I would.
Yeah, go, Alex.
Was it 205? I want to say it was 205. I obviously can't tell you what it was about, but if y'all know what I'm talking about, I think that was 205. That would be my one.
I don't know what you're talking about. You gotta let me know after we.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about either.
With Jules, that's the one that Jules did, right?
I believe so. 205, I think. I don't remember.
Maybe it was 207.
But yeah, I would direct. I'll probably say that episode when Kendrick Lamar and 50 was running in the street. I'll probably direct that episode from the OG pilot.
Yeah, I would have loved to direct the episode where Omari did he? I think he killed Charlie Murphy. Rest in peace, his soul. He killed Charlie Murphy. He was the prison guard. I don't know what episode that is specifically, but I would have loved to direct that episode because there was so much action in that episode, and I just thought it was super cool. Who did direct that episode? I'm curious.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I am excited for this second season, especially since I'm a fan too. So I'm happy to speak with all of you today.
You as well.
You as well, brother.
Thank you so much.
You are welcome. And Michael, again, cool gaming chair. I have one coming in the next 2 weeks or so.
What color? What color?
Blue.
Oh yeah, that's fire.
Mike blooded out over there with a red couch too.
Right.
Have a great day, everyone. See you later. How are you doing today, Pan and Melanie?
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, and I'm glad the sun is still here.
Are you in California?
No, I'm in New York.
Okay, great.
New York. Yes. Well, my first question is for you, Melanie. What was it like working? What was it like working with the cast for this season, and what kind of things will see your character go through for this upcoming season?
It's an absolute joy working with this cast. The first season was amazing. They're such a genuinely sweet group of people, and everyone really gets excited about their characters and everyone cares, and I think that's why it's such an exciting show to be part of. Carrie has a very crazy season. It's I mean, there's a lot going on with Carrie. It's very emotional. That's what I will say. She has to deal with Jabari's death, and then she goes on a mission to try and to get justice for him, really, and then make some bad decisions along the way without giving too much away to defend him. So yeah, Carrie is always in the thick of it. So it's been a really, really fun season.
Now for you, Peyton, you play as Jenny Sullivan. Where we see you and Sax interact this season?
I think I can answer this. Yes. You will. I can't talk too much about it, but you definitely get to see, you get to learn a lot more about Jenny Sullivan as the season plays out, and about her relationships with several people, which is going to be very exciting. I'm very excited for everyone to finally see what's been happening.
You know, I want to ask both of you, now that I just brought up Cooper Sax, the way that he targets the St. Patrick family, he has an obsession doing so. So how do both of you feel about this watching as a viewer?
His obsession.
His obsession taking down the St. Patrick family.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
I mean, it's been fascinating watching his whole character arc through all of the Power episodes up until now. I mean, the way he's changed and how that obsession has grown and how it's changed. Because I feel like at the end of season 1, you kind of see it changing again. So I think it's kind of this, I don't know, it's always a negotiation there. And he's such a creative, strong, brilliant actor to watch. Melanie was saying this earlier, that he's just like such a fun person on set, and he's just so fun to work with. Like, we love Shane.
He definitely had some comedy. I mean, I enjoyed when I first joined the show, I watched Shane through all the episodes of Power, and it's so funny how he builds this obsession with Tariq. Like, he just becomes obsessed with it, doesn't he? But it almost becomes quite comedic, which is fun. Sorry, Shane.
Yeah, it is. And Melanie, the final question for you. Fans wanting to see your character and Zeke together. What is your take on this?
Me and Zeke. Oh, poor Zeke. Zeke's lovely and gorgeous. And I think Carrie's just, you know, making bad decisions and having fun, really. I mean, she can't truth the future with Zeke, but yeah, she shouldn't really yet, but she does a lot of things she didn't really. But she's she's fun to play, that's for sure.
I can really tell the both of you really have fun with the show, especially when it comes to acting out all those scenes.
It's a blast.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for your time today. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. And you.
Good morning, brother. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, brother. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm caffeinated and I got a ton of questions.
Do it.
Well, my first one's for you, Woody. Since Kane is a tremendous character, we've seen him get through a lot of trouble on season 1. How much are we going to see him in trouble in season 2?
Oh, man. You thought season 1 was what? What? Season 1 compared to season 2 is insane. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to just leave it. I'm going to drop the mic with that.
You're going to drop the mic with that. It's insane because Kane and his dad has a strange relationship. Are we going to see more of that this season?
Listen, there's some things I can't even say. I'm trying not to get, you know what I mean? There's so much I can't, so I'm trying to keep it like, yeah.
What about you, Berto?
Yeah, you're going to see some interesting, a lot of the same family dynamics, you know, and from my standpoint, for my character, you know, it's a lot of the same without revealing too much, you know. I keep saying this, it's just, there's a lot of unknowns, but there's a lot of things that he knows he has to do. So it's kind of that living in that duality where, you know, every time he has an interaction with his family or whomever, there's he doesn't know what's going to happen the next day, but he knows that whatever it is he needs to do, he's going to get it done somehow. So it's all like he's all over the place.
For Daniel, what can you tell us about Mecca for this season, and how many characters will we see him interact with?
Mecca interacts with, I would say, surprisingly few characters, considering how many characters there are on the show. But the decisions that he makes have like a reverberation, like a ripple effect that end up affecting lots of characters' lives, stories. So, yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing that, because once I read that Mecca's going to be in, I was like, okay, I want to see who he's going to interact with and who's going to get into trouble.
Yeah. It's going to be a lot of trouble. It's going to be a lot of
My final question for all of you: what were some challenging scenes that you all had to endure? Without giving too much away, what days were on the set that were very challenging?
Can I go first?
Yeah, go D, go.
I would say, I mean, I'd be shocked. I can't wait to hear, my co-stars' answers to this question, but every day is so fun. Like, it's not really like going to work. So, I mean, challenging. I mean, sometimes it's just challenging to rise to the artistically. You want to always challenge yourself to deliver the best performance that you can. But, they make it so easy for us. The writing is good and the company is always good. Everybody's so professional and nice. So I can't really say that there was much of it never really felt like heavy lifting to me.
Yeah,
indeed.
Yeah, I agree. The challenge was, you know what I mean? I never wanted to go home. Like Daniel said, like, it's just always fun. We created a really, really, really dope family. So I don't think it's just fun, man. It's a lot of fun.
And I mean, the challenge is always the same, just rising to that challenge. I mean, out of the respect and pure admiration for the entire, cast and crew and the creative elements of the show, you just want to make, for me personally, the challenge is to rise artistically and deliver the very best that day, and try, just, that's it. You want to be on point every single time you're there, because, that's who we're dealing with, is, top level creative, top level crew, top level talent. So you just want to get, and it is, with all the, you're going to have a ton of fun regardless, but that's the challenge,
Thank you all for your time today. And once I start watching it, I'm going to see all the Crime and Punishment.
Yes, you will.
Yes, you will. Thank you so much. How are you doing today, Courtney?
Hello, I'm good, thank you.
You're welcome. I know it's been a long day, so I won't keep you on too long.
It's fine.
Now, before we get to season 2, I would like to talk about the universe as a whole. How long into the first series of Power did you all thought about expanding this as a universe?
This was not ever a thought until we got to season 6. I think it's so cute because people keep asking me, like, when did you come up with this? Or did you always know? No, I was just trying to tell a very simple, well-crafted story, and then we got toward the end of it, stars wanted more power and there wasn't more of that original story to tell. So then it was like, how can we address this? And this was the answer.
Now we got the cliffhanger ending on season 1 with Tariq doing something really bad. And now that we're going to explore that for season 2, what are going to be the overall plot points outside of the incident with Tariq?
Oh, you mean you want me to tell you what happens this season? I'm not going to tell you any of that. Cute, though. Not going to tell you. But I will just say that, yes, Tariq is in a journey, but his journey touches everyone because he committed that murder with Cain. So Cain is in trouble, which, of course, means all the Tejadas are connected to that story. And then Tariq is also trying to find love. And so over the course of the first half of the season, he gets into relationships that can have a bearing on the latter half of the season.
Speaking of relationships, and I even asked some of the other cast members earlier, who do you want to see Tariq with?
I don't want to answer that question, but I will say that someone is too cold, someone is too hot, and someone is just right.
So what if we blended all 3 of them into one person?
I mean, I don't know. That's the thing. You don't always get the perfect person, certainly not in college. He's young. He doesn't have to make a lifetime decision right now. That's super important too.
Now, how's the filming process been like for the second season, especially with the pandemic going on?
It's really hard. Shooting in COVID has been terrible. It's just been terrible. And it's been so hard on the crew, so hard on the cast. It's just hard on everybody.
Was there any scenes that got cut due to the fact that we're still in a pandemic while you were all filming?
Yeah, we rewrote a lot. So like big party scenes for the most part had to go. Basketball scenes had to go. Like a lot of things had to go for sure. But we just changed. We didn't take away the scene. We changed how it was written.
And my final question for you, any updates on the Power Book Force?
Oh yeah, that's coming. We're editing it now.
Oh,
we're editing it now. Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to that one as well. Thank you so much for your time today, Courtney.
Thank you.
You are welcome, and I hope we're all still caffeinated, even though it's about 5 o'clock here. And
I was just thinking I need coffee.